Hi, my name is Ella Howard, and I dream of one day doing animation. So how it all began was, I had a bit of an art talent since the very beginning. I drew a lot when I was in elementary school, like a lot of people probably did. And I also did a lot of art projects because of all the art classes I could take back then. But very few of those drawings and projects that I did were of my original characters, like they are now. Most of them were just either from a movie I watched or from whatever subject we were learning. The one original character that I do remember drawing back then was a girl I called Prudy. Back then, I was very attached to the art form, but I never bothered to learn the science and skill behind it all, and animation barely crossed my mind back then. But that changed once I became a middle schooler. So one day, I was just scrolling through YouTube on my then new iPad until I came across this channel called Tezuka Anime, and I was amazed by all the anime shows that were on there, even though I didn't know the history of it. Basically, it was this Japanese man called Osamu Tezuka who made a lot of anime shows in the 80s, such as Kimbo the White Lion, Astro Boy, and The Three-Eyed One. And that was the day I became inspired to do animation, even though I didn't really know how to do it. As a couple of years rolled by, I drew more original characters, some of which I eventually abandoned, and some I still keep to this day. And I also put them in more original stories, some of which, now that I look back at them, I'm kind of disturbed by them. But I'm not going to go too deep into that, since I want to keep this appropriate. Almost halfway through high school, I actually learned that there were classes I could take so I could learn more about animation. During my sophomore year, I made my first 3 animations during the first semester of the class on hand, pencil, and paper. And the second semester, I made a puppetry film. But unfortunately, the only thing I could keep from that class was this puppet. I called him Morphin after one of the monster characters that I made. And in my senior year, I took another animation course in the PLP website, and that's where I made my 4th animated short, or 5th if you count the puppetry one, along with a few flipbooks. Ever since I graduated high school, I've been working on more original characters and stories than I ever did before. But I still kind of draw in a cartoony fashion, so I haven't really mastered drawing all the poses yet. I sometimes do that by practicing drawing poses from either pictures I find on my iPhone or the internet. As for the stories, I constantly practice my writing either on Google Docs or a piece of paper, whichever one comes in my mind first. And I hope to continue drawing, writing, and learning up until one day I eventually join the animation industry.